Let's bring in Rudik here. She's a member of the Ukrainian Parliament and is head of the opposition Holos party. She joins us from Kyiv. Welcome to the program. Tell us, how is your country holding up after 10 months of war?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. As you see, no matter how hard it is right now, without the electricity, without the heating, without the running water, and with constant air raid attacks, we are holding up. We are pushing Putin's forces back, and we are doing things that nobody believed we would do at the very beginning of the full-scale invasion. These 10 months have been incredibly hard on our people. However, there were so many things that thought to be impossible that became possible. Starting from Kyiv standing up for more than 2-3 days that Putin set it up to be conquered at. Second, with us having the candidacy to European Union, something that critics did not believe would happen. Of course, nobody believed that we were capable of pushing Russia back and taking cities like Kherson to be back to Ukraine.
Right.
And right now, the year is ending with President's speech at the Congress and talking to the President Biden.
Exactly.
So no matter how hard it is, we are motivated and plan to win the war next year.
Well, winning the war, of course, depends on getting support from other countries. The U.S. has taken the lead in providing aid and weaponry for Ukraine. That was underlined by your president's trip to Washington this week. But what about Europe? Are you convinced that the EU, including Germany, is doing all it can to help Ukraine?
Though we are extremely grateful for everything that is being done for us, starting from humanitarian aid, financial aid, sanctions, and weapons, there is lots of things that could be done additionally. Especially, it is concerning that there are so many requests on the weapons that are not being fulfilled. And we do hope that while the U.S. is taking lead on providing Ukraine with the most sophisticated weapons, defense weapons, the missile systems that we need to protect ourselves from the missile attacks from Russia, we also would hope that European countries will follow this lead and give us the necessary means to protect ourselves, to make sure that once the Russian missiles are being launched, we know definitely that we are able to intercept them, and we are able to protect not only our critical infrastructure, but also people who struggle every single day.
Ukrainian Parliament, Rudik there. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.
Well, this holiday season is a struggle for Ukrainians. Russian airstrikes have cut power, disrupted water supplies and knocked out heating, and the war has broken up families, sending millions abroad and many to the front. DW's Max Zander met up with a family in Kyiv enjoying an unexpected Christmas gift.
Opposition Holos party, welcome. You posted a photo of you and your children this week and allowed us to share it with our viewers. You evacuated your kids in March, but you brought them back home for Christmas. Tell us why.
Well, Christmas is a time of unity. It's a time to be with family, to share that light. And when my husband and I, we discussed what to do over Christmas, there was no doubt about it that we wanted the children to be with their grandchildren, that we wanted the whole family to sit together at the big family table at our parents' house with the Christmas meal and give it a sense of normality, despite all the abnormal that has been brought into our lives by this war that Russia is waging against Ukraine. And of course, the children played their part because they were absolutely desperate for all this time to come back home, to see their family, their friends. So all these factors played their role, and here we are.
But coming back home, unfortunately, to a home in the middle of a war, in a war zone, coping with disruptions to power, heating, water. I mean, it doesn't sound easy.
It's not. Trust me, living in a war zone, it's not easy. It's definitely not the place for children to be at. But there's there's mental health versus physical safety, which are at stake here. And as a mother, I'm well aware of that. But it's a risk I was willing to take because, to be honest, my older son, who's 9 years old, he was almost in breakdowns over this fall semester or over autumn, just asking every day when we can go back home and that he can't take this anymore. It's not that he doesn't like where he lives now or his new school. He has friends there. He's doing quite well. But it's just this homesickness with emphasis on the word sickness which prevails. And I think this is the case with many of those people who have ever had to flee their home because of the war and were forced to live somewhere else when it's not your decision, when it's something that is forced upon you. This is what is extremely difficult, excruciating even on the psyche and on the mental health.
Is there more hope now that President Zelenskyy has travelled to the US to drum up support?
I'm very confident that our president has come back with good news, with a strategy to increase Ukraine's defense capacities and counter-offensive capacities. And I am very hopeful, maybe it's wishful thinking here, but that by end of spring, maybe midsummer 2023, we will see Russian soldiers out from the territory of Ukraine, all of the territory of Ukraine. That's 1991 borders, Crimea included. There's a long way to that, a long way which depends largely on the capabilities of the Ukrainian military, supported by a mobilized West, who are able to give us missiles, tanks, air defense systems, who are able to give us the ammunition to go with all these sophisticated weapons. And not the least, it also depends on Germany and the German government being able to provide us the weapons that we are asking for. We are grateful for the IRIS-T system. That's an air defense system, a very powerful one that Germany has already provided for Ukraine. But we will need more of those. We hope that the production line and speed increases. And we also very, very much hope that Germany will finally make the decision to give the tanks to Ukraine.
Finally, your message to Ukrainians with family members on the front lines?
Stay strong. Believe in the armed forces of Ukraine. Believe in good, and that good always prevails over evil. And Ukraine will win this existential war. Victory will be ours. And by ours, I mean of all the free democratic world. Slava Ukraini.
Ukrainian parliamentary member Lesia Vasylenko, thank you for being on our show today.
Thank you.